What's happening with it? What's good with it? In the hood with it? Before we get into it, I want you guys to hit that like and subscribe button. Press that notification bell. Turn it to all so you're abreast of all the dope content I'm kicking this week. And let's get into something that's a little real. Actually, it's a lot of real, right? I talked about it on Gunners Collective today, and I felt that I should express a different point of view and hit it from a different angle because at the end of the day, people appreciate all aspects of a story, man. Not just being one-sided, not being biased, not thinking that you know everything when you don't know a whole lot of nothing. So I wanted to speak on it from a different angle. You know, the Bible prophecy, man. I grew up in a very religious household. I grew up with not necessarily family that went to church every day, all day long, prayer, things of that nature, but they definitely instilled core values in me, morals, decency, things of that nature. And some of them I adhered to, some of them I listened, some of them I just fucking wanted to do my own thing and I ran the streets with thugs. And you guys all know how that ended up for me and how my life ended up. But at the end of the day, I have to take it back a little bit, man, and go to those core values that were instilled and say to myself, you know, in times like now, I have to address certain situations. I have to realize that, man, just like anyone else, man, I don't know everything. You know, just like anyone else, I don't know exactly what's going on in this world, but I know everything is pre-planned and everything is supposed to be exactly the way it's supposed to be. That's just it. Do you believe in Bible prophecy? You know, I remember when I was young, I've been around a lot of different religions, from Catholics to Christians to Jehovah's Witnesses, Muslims, a little bit of everything. And I came to find out that not one religion nor another religion was better than anyone else. We all pretty much, man, gave worship to the same person. And if you believe, you believe. If you're a true believer, man, no one can take that from you. That's just what it is. Okay, now, with that being said, Bible prophecy, it's a big deal. It's pretty big in my life because I believe in it. Okay, I believe some of the words that were spoken, although they're hard to be interpreted by just any regular person, you need to ask and pray for understanding, and then you'll totally understand exactly what Bible prophecy means. And basically, Bible prophecy, man, is something that's foretold, something that's to come, something that's going to happen, something that's revealed to, say, a prophet or just a regular person, man, and you take what you want from it. You know, if you believe that, you know, certain aspects of the Bible are true, or even all of it, then it's up to you to interpret it to yourself, or interpret it to yourself and your life and what, you know, it does for you. With what's going on right now, you know, with Hamas and of course Israel and the war, man, the war that didn't just start the other day. You know, that was just another in a long line of attacks, you know, that happened. There was people that got at me, people that hit my DMs quickly as soon as I did my spill. And they started mentioning Bible prophecy. They started mentioning, you know, some people were speaking from a Palestinian aspect of things, some from an Israeli aspect of things. And like I said, there's always going to be conflict. Not everyone's going to agree. Sometimes you have to agree to disagree. But there are losses and bodies on both sides. In a conflict like this, nobody is innocent. But there are people that have been persecuted and hated on and have been getting ran over for many years, man. And those are the Palestinian people. Now, Hamas is a sect that has decided that if for no other reason to protect the oppressed. You know, coming from a gang like the Norteños, man, that was our whole philosophy. That was our whole thing. Our whole get down was to protect the gente and protect our people from the oppression of who we thought were our aggressors or our oppressors, right? When you're an oppressed people, man, it's hard to have your voices heard or felt. It's hard to be recognized, represented, real, and do all the certain things that you want to do, man. Everyone is in a struggle for social status of equality. It's just something that we're into. Now, of course, you know, with the people from Gaza, you have to understand that they are surrounded just like the people of Israel from a lot of enemies. And they've been going through things, man. There's been attacks, not necessarily from Hamas on Israel, but vice versa, man. There's been attacks on Israel to Gaza, to, of course, you know, the Palestinian people, Hamas. No stone goes unturned, man. There's never people that just hate you because they hate you. There's reasonings and philosophies, but, you know, there's reasons why they hate you. You know, it's hard for me to express a feeling and really get down and talk about this because those are not the people that I'm side by side fighting a good fight with every day. You know, I see it from a different point of view and a different aspect. I see it as a conservative person All death is bad death, man. Anytime children, women, any type of innocent civilian is involved or a casualty of war, it's a bad thing. It's not a good look. Desolation and devastation of one's holy grounds or one's land or one people's homes is not a good thing. And it doesn't matter who starts it, who ends it. At the end of the day, in the meantime, in between time, in the middle, man, there's a lot of chaos, a lot of desolation, devastation, and a whole lot of heartache and hurt. The world is watching right now. And the reason why the world is watching is because we're concerned. I know I'm concerned. And I see a lot of the philosophies of the Bible and a lot of the prophecies coming to life right now. Now, for those of you that ain't prepared for it, and for those of you that don't think it's real, and you think I'm a conspiracy theorist or other people are conspiracy theorists, and we're just taking anything that we see for content purposes and running with it, then you got the game fucked up. Most definitely, indubitably. What it comes down to in real life is if you're a believer and you believe things that I've seen and things that you've seen in real life, then you have to roll with that, man. Everybody has to believe in something, whether it's good, it's bad, it's evil, it's pura, whatever it may be. You have to believe in something. Believe in yourself. Believe in the values that were instilled in you. Believe that you have family that's dependent and relying upon you to bring home the bacon every day, but also realize that in being the man of the household, you must be a protector. And the only way to protect your people is to feed them the good rhyme, to give them the good news, to make them aware, to speak real into existence, and to also provide safety and a security blanket for your family. Now, when it comes to this conflict, the world is watching because it affects everybody. It affects that little old lady that's sitting in the corner watching CNN or Fox News or whatever she's watching, paying attention and listening to what mainstream media is feeding her. Now, at all points in times, I'm here to tell you, man, mainstream media ain't the shit, right? They're going to tell you what they want to tell you. They're going to spin it to their angle because they support or they respect a certain faction or a certain group without giving it to you real. Right here on the Collective Clips, as well as Gunners Collective and several other channels, man, that I've witnessed talk about it on YouTube, man, we're going to speak the real. We're going to uncut shit, no added preservatives, no sugar coating, none of that icing on top, just straight pura real. If that's what you guys want is real news, if you guys want real prophecy, Bible prophecy, if you guys want real speak and verbiage, this is where you're going to get it. Now, in the spiel that I did earlier on my bigger channel, I wanted to express a distaste for what's going on. And in that, and in my haste, I didn't really reflect and dissect the situation at hand and really look into it and study and learn about what's going on. In that meantime, in between time, I opened some books, one of them being the Bible, and I kind of looked into prophecy as well as the history of this war, this holy war that's been going on between Hamas, Palestine, Israel, Syria, Iran, and several other nations in that region, in that area. Now, I've heard a lot of the world leaders speak on it. A lot of them have put their 2 cents in, all the way from Donald Trump to the president of Israel, all the way to leaders in Iran and China. A lot of people have voiced their opinions on who they feel is at guilt and who is at fault for certain situations. Now, everyone always wants to point fingers and blame everyone without pointing fingers at themselves. And that's where the real conflict comes into it. If people had great humanity, if people loved each other like they're supposed to, like we were placed on this earth to do, then the world would have a lot less conflict and there'd be a lot more better, people would be better off. But that's not the case. War is money. Money is power. Power, of course, is evil, and evil, well, you already know what that gets you. For those of you that don't believe in the Bible, then this is not for you. For those of you that do or are susceptible to listening to reasoning, or listening to a different opinion, then this is for you today. In the Bible, there's going to be a lot of wars at the end of times. There's going to be famine. There's going to be treachery, man. There's going to be a lot of deceit. A lot of things that we're seeing happen in the world right now is what's going to be going on. I truly and honestly believe that it all goes back to the holy grounds, that it all goes back to Jesus's people, and that it all goes back to a conflict between what's been going on for hundreds of years, thousands of years, in fact, between the Israeli and the Palestinian people, or Hamas. I believe this is what kicks it off. I believe that this is prophecy told by the Bible, that in the end times, man, this war, this initial war will be the spark for all humanity and for all people to see, man, and choose sides. In every war, man, people will choose sides. That's just a given. That's what's going to happen. That's how it is. Based on what we've seen over history, that's how it is. America, being an American, we have always decided to champion the fight or to be the big brother. As you've seen, America has already gave Israel, weaponry. There's a very close kinship there, a very close friendship, allies, to say the least. And I'm a true believer in protect your own people, and I'm a true believer in what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. For a lot of years, these people on the Gaza Strip and these Palestinians, have been going through a lot of anguish. There's been a lot of secret airstrikes and a lot of things done to these people, attacks upon their gente, man, that we haven't been privy to or we haven't been paying attention to. But the people scream out and cry out for blood. They cry out for some type of retribution and retaliation. And is this the retaliation that they cried out for? One never knows, does one, but it happened. Now, of course, these mainstream media fucking outlets are going to spin the narrative to look like Israel is not at fault, or Israel, of course, is going to be the benefactor or the people that are victimized in this situation. That's furthest from the truth. In this case, everybody's a victim, man, especially these women and children and these innocent civilians that have absolutely no horse in the race. They just happen to live in an area at war. Now, it's nothing new to these people, man. It's been going on for thousands of years. They've always been conflict. There's always been war. There's always been hatred between these two sides. But it's starting to be recognized by the world. I believe that this conflict right here is not going to end smooth. It's not going to end well. But one thing that was told to me by one of my cellies, man, in corporate prison, I remember he got at me and we used to read the Bible together because it gave us something to do. Not only were we taking care of our physical selves and educating our mind, but our spiritual selves as well. Being a solid norteño at that time, the foundation of what I truly believed in, the integrity that I poised and put out there when I hit that yard, the fucking way that I carried myself, the respectful manner in which I treated people, all that was instilled within body, mind, and education, but also spiritually. If I wasn't a good person and whole with myself, how can I speak upon or go at it with anyone else, man? It just wasn't going to happen, man. I respected all my adversaries, enemies, man, and I treated them the way I wanted to be treated. But in order to do that, I had to be a complete and whole person as a man. Now, trip out. One thing that he told me, and I don't know it to be true, man, but I know it to be real because this is what he really told me. And he was pretty well versed in the Bible and in prophecy. He told me in the end times, there will be a big war. A war fought between Israel and, of course, Palestine or Hamas. And that at them times, man, there will be a lot of people pointing fingers at the wrong instigators or the wrong antagonizers. There will be a lot of people choosing sides and picking sides. And he goes, and this war will happen for years. And once this war settles down, there will be a truce or some type of treaty between these two groups, something we have never, ever seen. And once this truce starts, that will be the start of the trials and tribulations. For those of you that don't know what the trials and tribulations are, they are what happens before Armageddon, what happens before the end. For those of you that don't believe in the Bible and don't believe that there's going to ever be an end and that we're just going to kick on back like the dinosaurs didn't, that's up to you to interpret and to believe. I'm not here to twist you, turn you, add preservatives, and fucking make you believe in what I believe. But at the end of the day, man, I truly believe in something bigger and more powerful than me. And that's the reason why I was placed here, man, to maybe prophesize or give some game to real ones that need that, that understand that will take that will run with that. Hey, and gracias for letting me be the one to do that, or letting me be one of the many ones to do that. When he told me this, I felt it. I felt that he knew what the fuck he was talking about. I felt that at that time, man, that's what I needed to hear. That although, man, we will have come to a demise and an end, it's done by our own hand. It's done by the hatred of the people, man. This world was created for peace and harmony. We destroyed it. And we terribly, man, and we continue to destroy it. Now, when it gets political, when things become political, they become muddied. They become watered down. They become a political agenda of one group or another, or one person or another, to further his message or push his message. I'm not here for that, man. I'm not here to choose a side, whether Israel's at fault or they're not, or Hamas is at fault or they're not, man. That's neither here nor there, man. I feel for the people that have lost loved ones. I feel for the people that have been going through turmoil and anguish, that being the Palestinian people as well as the Israeli people for a lot of years. But at the end of the day, I have to worry about me and mine and my household. That's what I care about. That's where I'm going with this. Humanity is a great thing if we're human with each other. It can be a horrible and a terrible thing if we're not. And that's just it. But prophecy in the Bible, man, has let us know that all this will come to an end. It's only a matter of time, right? Now or later. Just like the now or later candy used to eat back in the days. Damn, now or later, right? It's going to happen. I believe it's kicked off. It's happened. I believe that a lot of things that have happened prior to just days ago, man, is leading us down that road of desolation, dark days. No, are you truly prepared? I always preach that and prophesize that and throw that out there to the gente. Are you prepared? I don't think any of us could truly be prepared for what's going to happen when we are in the unknown. We don't know exactly what's happening. But these little inklings of truth and these little stories and these little tales will tell all. They'll definitely let us know exactly what's going down in the days to come. Has World War III truly started? You know, when I see a lot of the world leaders getting involved and voicing their opinions, basically it has. You know, whether you want to take that and believe it or not, that's totally up to you. The Bible has foretold that in the end, man, everybody will come together on under one world order. And basically, you know, there will be peace and harmony, but under guise of evil. That's totally up to you to interpret. I believe literally everything that I read and I see when it comes to the Bible, because that's what I choose to. I just wanted to kind of clarify some things that I said on the other channel as far as, you know, because a lot of people were getting at me sideways, no V8, talking about that I was choosing one side or the other. I choose me. I choose me and mine and my family first and foremost, and those that are closest around me. And I choose the raza, humanity, people. You know, I choose right, not wrong. I chose wrong for many years and it got me nothing but a motherfucking green Bulls hat and a fucking Jesus piece. I don't have much to show for everything that I did, but I have a lot of mentality to give people, so show them what they can have if you read between them lines. You know, it's a horrible thing that's happening. And if you believe mainstream media and what you see and what you want, a lot of that is fakery. A lot of that is fraud. A lot of that is meant to twist your mind up. There is something going down, man. And it's something bigger than all of us. And if you don't recognize that now and get with the program, man, and do something with your life to change and help your people, well, then you're just going to go down that road alone, man. And that's a cold road to go down. Believe me, I've been in places alone, man. I've hit yards in prison alone. I've been in places where it's me and one other homeboy, man, and it's going to get very ugly, and it did. And I'm here to tell you, man, I survived by the skin of fucking my butt teeth. I'm barely here, man. So if I could push a narrative to help people or to instill some type of fucking awareness in people, I will, man. As far as who's at fault and who's guilty, we are all guilty as people for not loving thy neighbor, but hating each other for one reason or another. Religious. That's why I don't talk about religions too much, because when it comes to a religious aspect and point of things, people can't seem to agree. Politics, man, I have conservative views on a lot of things, and in some I am liberal, right? I believe truly, man, in what benefits the people and what's best for the people is what's best for everybody. But at the end of the day, man, I could sit here and argue till the motherfucking cows come home and then milk them motherfuckers, but it probably ain't gonna happen. Let's just pay attention and stay aware and prepare for what could come in the next weeks and days and years, man. And I say this in whole sincerity, depending upon what religious belief you have, man, grab your Quran, your Torah, your Bible, whatever it is, man, and pray, because it's getting ugly, man. It's getting real ugly. With that being said, there were some words from a wise man, the wise man being me today. What? I got wise? I'm wise a little bit, just a little bit. And to anyone who I offended in my first spiel on my big channel, whether it be Palestinian people or Israeli people, man, that was not my intention. My intention was just to keep it real with myself and say, man, I hope that we all can just get along at the end of the days, man. And whoever's went through more hardships, one or the other, well, there's always going to be an argument, man. No one should be going through bullshit, man, because it's all bullshit. With that being said, move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. And remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the strive, the struggle, the struggle, the strive. And we're going to continue to do that together. That's how we become stronger, right? Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. All I could do, man, without dipping into the history of why this is happening, is tell you, man, look into your Bible. Prophecy is there. It says at the end, it will be very dark, man. And we'll turn the lights out on you. Bang, bang.